Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Optimize Online Marketing Podcast. Today, I'm going to be showing you my new website for my event marketing business and what I've been up to these past couple of weeks. All right. So, this podcast is going to be a little different, especially if you are watching on YouTube. I'm going to be showing you around the site. Now, if you're driving or walking and can't actually see what I'm talking about, I'm going to do my best to describe what I'm showing on screen. But if you'd like to see the new website and all of the things in it, you can head to optimizedeventmarketing.com. Again, optimizedeventmarketing.com if you want to follow along. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube, then obviously you'll be able to see my screen. So this podcast is going to be a little less of a lesson and more of what I have been up to. If you have not been following along, I am currently going through my own program, the Optimized Offer Oasis program. This is the Optimized Offer Oasis program, which allows you to create and build your online offer. So it has 3 modules. I was supposed to walk you through each of these individual modules. So I have offer clarity, validation, and outlining your offer, which I went through these the first couple of episodes of this podcast. Next was creating the offer hub and the lesson content. Now, I actually have been skipping around in here, and I think I went straight to my first 100 leads, and I started creating my web presence and content strategy as well as social strategy. So I actually skipped ahead to lesson 6, lesson 9, and lesson 10 because my plan is to eventually run Facebook ads. And so I jumped ahead to make sure that my web presence was really good. Now, I do have a lead magnet in mind and I am working on creating and building that lead magnet. But for now, and what this podcast is going to be focusing on is web presence. Now, going back to web presence, again, it has to do with my website. So I have my website. If you're on YouTube, you can see the website on the screen here. Otherwise, you can head to optimizedeventmarketing.com to see the website. So I have the main website. Then I have my social content. So I have my Instagram. If you want to see the Instagram account, that one is at Optimized Event Marketing, and Facebook is also Optimized Event Marketing. And you'll notice on Instagram and Facebook that I have quite a bit of content already in there. In Optimized Event Marketing one, I have my 9 posts like I recommend. When you're looking on desktop, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that there's 9 posts kind of. Instagram has changed it up. So there's 5 in a row. So it's not quite full, but on the phone, you'll notice that there's 9 posts. So I already have a fair amount of content in there. I would love to have more, but in terms of just getting started, getting up and running, I do have those 9 posts. And same with Facebook. Facebook, what I love about Facebook is that it shows all of the images all at one time so you can kind of see everything at a glance. So when somebody's coming on to find the Facebook page, they can see all of the content right away. Now, also with content, I have created something called guides. I didn't call it a blog because I don't want the expectation that it's going to be updated regularly. Instead, I've created evergreen content that talks about things that people are going to want to learn, and I will add them as they're needed, not because I have a monthly schedule. So I'm going to be doing something a little different when it comes to content strategy for this particular business, in that I will just have evergreen content there, and I will have a different place for content that's updated constantly. And typically that will be on Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to have a podcast. I don't know if I'm going to have a weekly blog or weekly newsletter. My goal is to make this evergreen and create sort of an evergreen funnel. So I'm not really looking at timely, consistent content, which goes backwards in terms of what a lot of people are teaching in terms of content strategy and growing your audience. But I'm going to be doing more of a Facebook ads oriented funnel where people are coming in via ads as opposed to organic content like Instagram. So my strategy is not necessarily make sure that I'm consistently putting out content, but to make sure that I'm consistently running ads. Now, I will update my Instagram and create more content as needed. But for now, my focus is purely just getting out the evergreen content. So that's why I have the guides up here. So basically, I've put in a lot of work on making sure that all of the content that people need in order to make a decision to work with me are on the website or Instagram or Facebook, all of the evergreen content. And when you land on the main homepage, you'll read a little bit of about me, my bio, how I've hosted events since 2014. I've created something called the Profitable Event Framework, which the Profitable Event Framework is a workshop that I plan to host both live and evergreen. So I'm planning to host the Profitable Event Framework workshop sometime in April, not exactly sure when, probably towards the end of April, but I will be running ads specifically to this webinar. Before that, I will be running ads to a lead magnet prior to the actual workshop. I haven't decided yet what I want to do, if I want to run it to just the lead magnet and then the webinar, or if I want to just run simply to the webinar itself. The reason why I'm a little kind of going back and forth is because the lead magnet that I have is called the Event Profit Calculator. And that's available at the bottom of it's available at the bottom of my main website. And you can download it for free, even though as of this moment, there is no opt-in. You simply click on download the calculator and it'll take you straight to it. I haven't set up what I need to start collecting leads. Again, that's on the to-do list, but I wanted to make sure that I had the event profit calculator already. And what they'll do is they'll download this spreadsheet that I've created to help them calculate the profit for their event. And then on this page as well, the bottom of the event profit calculator, at the bottom, I have what will be the opt-in for the Profitable Event Framework. And this is my framework to help people build and create their live event without spending any money up front. So I'm going to show them my exact framework that I do to host live events without spending any money up front, how to build a wait list, the strategy that early bird funds pay for the entire event itself. So eventually I'm going to be creating a landing page specifically for the Profitable Event Framework with a lot more detail, but I wanted to create this at the bottom of the event profit calculator. So I had that ready to go. So you'll see that I'm building out content as I go. My brain does not work linearly. It works in all kinds of different ways. My attention is a little bit scattered and I kind of think sort of big picture, and then my brain bounces around. So even though the optimized offer Oasis has content that is in a very linear fashion, my brain doesn't work that way. Like, I have been working furiously to get this website set up because I am so eager to get this program running. Now, my online offer, I don't know if I mentioned it, is going to be called the Live Event Marketing Accelerator. I don't have anything here on my website leading to that. All of that is on the back end. So I have the offer created. I have the sales copy for that. It's not here anywhere on the website, but I have all of that created. I created the Live Event Marketing Accelerator program as my final offer, as my big main offering. And then I worked backwards from there to create the event profit calculator and then to create the Profitable Event Framework workshop that I'm going to be running ads to. So I do have a plan, and my goal right now is to just get this website up and running. And that was the first part. So you'll notice that I have all of these event resource guides on the website, like how much does it cost to host a live event, how much does it cost to host a live event, how to bundle a live event with your online offer, how to secure a venue without paying up front, how to create a one-day itinerary, et cetera, et cetera. So I have a bunch of different content that you can click into. So for example, how much does it cost to host a live event? And I've created an outline for what it cost. I've broken it down. I've broken down the different categories such as venue, food and beverage, rentals, event materials, and swag, like all of that. That's the first guide. And then how to secure an event venue without paying upfront. This is a popular one. People don't know how to do this. And this is a big, big thing that I can teach people how to secure a venue without paying any of your own money upfront. And I walk through my plan on how to do that. The thing about this particular piece of content is that it leaves a lot of knowledge gaps. And in order to get the full picture, you need to sign up for the Profitable Event Framework workshop that I will be having that will be coming up, because without the profitable event framework, none of this works. And so even though I have all of the steps exactly how to do it, each of those individual steps have a lot of detail to them. And so my goal is at the end of each guide to lead them into the profitable event framework or the event profit calculator, and then eventually lead them into the live event marketing accelerator. So all of this content is designed to lead them into my program. And so I kept all of that in mind when creating this for the website. In addition to the guide, something else that I have been working on are testimonials. And I have worked several events with several attendees, and I wanted to put together some testimonials to showcase my expertise as an event planner. Now, the highlight testimonial is from my friend Rachel Luna. I consulted on her Confidence Activated conference, and so she wrote me this beautiful testimonial for helping her out as a consultant. And I have that up at the top. And then everything else are different vendors, attendees, volunteers, all of the people that I've worked with to help put together an event. Now, although this doesn't specifically speak to my event planning specifically, it does speak to my experience as an event host. And so you'll notice that I have a wide range of testimonials from this one, Bloom with Love Shop. Each one was amazing and so memorable. And then this one from Migration Leather. This was for the Made Market event that I did. She said it's starting to feel like family. Sarah says, my heart is full. Misfit Menagerie says it was an amazing turnout. Dope Shop says always worth the drive from OC. So these I got from my Instagram. I didn't ask for these testimonials. People just left these as comments. And so I've captured them and highlighted them for my event page. Some of I need to go back and format, but I kind of really love the raw testimonials or the raw comments. So for example, from Momomochi, she left me this beautiful testimonial. It's full of emojis and, grammar issues and whatever, but it shows that, it's a real testimonial. This came from the heart. And I don't know if I really want to edit it too much. I might have to go back and add some bolded words for the specific testimonial. And then there's one at the bottom of here where it has some spelling mistakes. But for the most part, it really just showcases my experience as an event host and how people loved and enjoyed these events. People drove from out of town. People are dying to come back. They thought the day was special. And so I've gotten all of these different beautiful testimonials for myself as an event planner. And for the time being, this is what I'm using for my testimonials page. Rachel's the only one that I've worked with directly as in terms of being an event consultant. And so I need more of these types of testimonials for my page. But for now, I have all of the attendees leaving me these beautiful testimonials on Instagram for all of the different events that I've had. So I'm grateful for all of these beautiful people. Okay, so something that I have been working on a lot is the About page. On the About page, you'll notice that the top header is basically the same as what's on the homepage. But if you scroll down, you'll start to see a list of past events that I've worked on. And so I've showed a sample of the different posters that I've created and events that I've worked on. So everything from a masquerade dinner to a cup sleeve event, K-pop event, Army Day, which was at Magic Kingdom, and then Made Market, which was a vendor market. So I've hosted a variety of different types of events. And I've also sold out quite a few, and I've highlighted the ones that I've sold out on. And regardless of whether or not I've sold out, all of these events had amazing turnouts and people enjoyed the events. Below the event posters, I have photos from the various past events, and I love this. I wish I could add more. Honestly, I'm really, really bad at taking photos, and I had to do some screen caps of other people's stories because I forgot to take photos. And so it was really hard to pull up these photos, but you'll notice I have events where there's a ton of people, and specifically the one, if you're on the website, you'll notice one in the center with the Korean Rose, or it's called the Korean Rose. That's the name of the boba shop where we had our major cup sleeve event. This was the 10th anniversary event. The people in this photo are all vendors, staff, and volunteers. Like, these were not the attendees. There were almost 1,000 people that came to this event over the course of 2 days. And the people in the photo are just the staff, like the vendors, the volunteers, and the staff. And that is it. It doesn't show any of the other attendees. So I really like this photo because it shows the scale of these events. There's another photo down on the bottom, again, very similar. Also the Korean rose, again, of just the staff, vendors, and volunteers. And the rest of the photos, all pictures of either me or attendees just enjoying themselves at the event. A few other photos from the event itself. So all of the bags from Made Market, the vendor market that we hosted, a picture of some of the cup sleeves. You can see a whole stack of them. We gave these away to people who came to the event, a picture of the boba drink. So just different pictures and things like that from the event itself, just so you can see that I have actually hosted other events. Do I wish there was more pictures? Absolutely. The In Your Fantasy event. So this top left poster up here, that was such an amazing event. And I don't have a single picture on this board because I was horrible and didn't take a bunch of pictures. And so it was such an amazing event. And I really wish I had more photos because it was one of my favorite events, but I have no photos of that. So I did my best to kind of show my experience, which is what the goal of this page is, to show that I've worked with tons of people, tons of guests, done a bunch of different events, a variety of different events. Unfortunately, I didn't take a whole lot of pictures. So this photo collages should do for now. It should at the very least give people the idea of what I have worked on. And just below the event photos, I have testimonials of what people are saying. This is the same testimonial section that is on the homepage. It's just a few short 4 testimonials with a link to see more. And then below that, I have a section where you can work with me. So you can get a short and sweet consultation by clicking this button here, which brings us to the Work With Me page. So we'll click on that here. And on this Work With Me page, I have 4 different ways that you can work. The first one is the short and sweet consultation. So this is just to see if this is a right fit for me and for you. And you would click here to book now, and that'll take you to my booking calendar. And below that, I have the 3 paid services. So the first one is the venue search. The second is the foundation, where we lay down the groundwork for your event and create your initial ticket strategy. And then finally, VIP planning, where it's full service planning and marketing. It includes the venue search, event foundation, and all marketing assets. Now, it is not day of planning, but this is where all of the big details, all of the essential details of your event are put together during this VIP planning. And then I have a section here that says learn more. So all of these buttons, they have the price, and then you can click on it to learn more. And what it will do, it will take you to that same event booking page for the free consult. What I would like to do is, before someone even pays me to work with them, I need to know if we're a good fit, because if they're not a qualified lead, so for example, if somebody has like no followers, or only 25 followers on their Instagram accounts, and they live in a remote city, then it's not going to be a good fit because there's no way to scale that event. And so I need to make sure that somebody has at least a minimum subscriber count of approximately 1,000, and or at least, and this one is in bold on the page, at least 100 highly active or engaged subscribers / followers. As long as they have a minimum of 100 highly active and engaged followers, then it could potentially be a good fit. Then what they would do is book a consult with me. They would choose a time, and then if you click on a time, it'll show you the form. It basically asks you questions about your event, and then it allows you to schedule a meeting where I would go in on my back end and see if we're a good fit. It actually doesn't confirm the meeting. It just says it's been scheduled, and then I on the back end will go back in and approve it or not. Essentially, these are all one-on-one services in addition to the group program that I am planning, the online program that I am planning. The reason why I have these individual services up here, again, I want you to remember that online offers are not strictly online courses. Like they can be these one-on-one offers, they can be these individual services. So for example, venue search is something that's relatively easy for me, but quite hard and quite difficult for most people. It is very difficult to find a venue that has all of the needs that they need for their specific event. And so I've created a venue search as a one-on-one offering, and it's simply 2 1-hour meetings that allows us to work together to find the perfect venue. So I want you to think outside the box when it comes to creating your online offers. I think we are boxed into the idea of only offering online offers. And even if you have a fairly big audience, you can still offer one-on-ones. Like you can still offer VIP days. And I've seen high ticket marketers do this and create premium pricing for these specific products. So don't discount one-on-one offers. Now, if you are booked with a lot of people all the time, then you may want to consider either A, creating an online course or program that scales one to many, or creating high ticket one-on-one offers. Just below the booking section, I've added the mini testimonial section as well as photos of the past events. I wanted to add this here on the Work With Me page. It's sort of a reminder that I have worked on lots of events. I've worked with tons of people. And so I just wanted to reiterate my experience on this page as well. So that is it for the main website. If you've scrolled through optimizedeventmarketing.com, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know. Send me a DM at Optimized Event Marketing. And also, I'd love for you to follow along as I create all of this content. I will be creating the landing page for the event profit calculator as well as the profitable event framework workshop. And so I would really love for you to follow me along this journey. I don't know if it's going to be next week that I'm going to drop a new episode. I kind of work on the content while I'm inspired to work on it. And I don't want to cut the momentum by stopping to record a podcast. This was just a natural stopping point that now that I've got the website done. I'm not following a specific timeline. Again, it's whenever my brain is functioning and working that I'm able to work on these things. But I have been working on a lot of things. And again, if you go to the website, you'll notice, I had to work on my bio. I've had to work on testimonials. I had to create those individual services. I created all of those guides. And I've created at least those 9 core posts on Instagram, just so I have something to show when I start running ads. Now, the next thing I'm going to be working on is likely creating the lead magnet for both the event profit calculator and the profitable event framework workshop. I'm still deciding on the name, Profitable Event Framework Workshop. It is a bit of a mouthful, but it is that word profitable event framework, or that phrase, that specifically describes exactly what this workshop is about. And so I want to make sure that, it's a little on the nose. I hope you check out that when it drops. Again, if you want updates in real time, the best place to do that is to follow me on Instagram at Optimized Event Marketing. Again, Optimized Event Marketing. Follow me there. And then once I drop those lead magnets, make sure to sign up for those as well, just so you can see how I am using my mailing list to generate leads. All right, that is it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you all on the next one.